everybody. We wanted to send you this video message because we're thinking of all of you and we hope that everybody's doing really well. As you probably know, our office is temporarily closed to most patients. We're only seeing people on an extreme emergency basis. Other than that, we're staying home like everybody else. But while you're at home, we wanted to give you just a couple tips to try to stay healthy. Some really simple things you can do that'll make all the difference. The number one thing that's going to affect your immune system at this time is your stress levels, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this outside. Being outside just naturally helps decrease our stress levels, so please take a minute and step outside. This is not the time to start going terrible off your eating. I know I'm like everybody else, I have no routine and the fridge is right there and we might have more chocolate in the house than we should, but I'm really trying to keep it under control because that very definitely is an immune system suppressant. So I'm gonna take you through just a really quick exercise to help ground your body, decrease your stress levels, and at the same time improve your posture. Just feel a little bit more open if you have been at a home office like this all day long. So if you could stand up, I'd really appreciate it. I know you don't want to, but if you could, it'd be great. And I have taken my shoes off because it's much easier to do this and feel the ground when you can feel the ground with your feet. So all I'm gonna have you do, we're gonna wait for the cars to go by. All I'm gonna have you do is stand about hips width apart. Okay, so while you're standing about hips width apart, just feel the area under your big toe, under your baby toe, and under your heel. Like really notice where the weight is coming up through your feet. And just as an experiment, just take your weight a little bit forward and take your weight a little bit backwards. You're gonna notice forward seems a little bit easier than backwards because we spend so much of our days too far forward and we're using these muscles too much. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is actually take your weight so that you have about 55% of it in your heels. That unto itself, you're gonna feel the muscles in your back and in your buttocks and the back of your legs that hold you upright turn on. So while you're there with 50% of the weight in your heels, I'm just gonna have you take your hands and turn them out. So what I'm doing when I'm turning them out is I'm actually turning my upper arms out from the shoulders. We're probably caught like this quite a bit from being stuck in fight or flight or from working on our computers. So if I could just take my weight back a bit and just open up my shoulders, making this distance even longer, I bet you already feel a little bit better. So from here, I'm not gonna focus too much on where my head and my chin is and making it perfect. I'm just gonna picture my heels just melting into the ground as my head floats upwards, and that's it. So I'm not gonna force anything, I'm not building tension in my body, I'm just opening up, making my body as expansive as I can. From here, we're just simply gonna take a few deep breaths. We're gonna take those deep breaths right into the center part of our chest and through here. And when you take the deep breaths, just really focus on the fact that we're not a front and a back, we're a cylinder. And when our ribs open, they open up 360. So all that we're gonna try to do is make sure we remember that the back of our ribs and the side of our ribs wanna open up just as much, if not more, as the front of our ribs. So we're just gonna go back into this position. My weight's in my heels, my chest is open, my head's flowing up, and we're just gonna take a few deep breaths. Don't worry if it's your nose or your mouth, just take a few breaths. And you'll notice how different this feels. Immediately you'll feel yourself getting more air into your lungs. Keep breathing. And you'll notice that your stress levels are coming down. Just opening up, taking a minute to get centered. Maybe focus on something you're grateful for in this time, like the person in the next room or the house that you have to stay in. If you can do this, I know it seems simple, but I promise you the keys to health are really simple. If you can do this every day, it will change your life. After 25 years in practice, I know that for sure. The way you stand and the way you breathe can change your life. If you need anything during this time, email the office, call the office. Katie and Taryn and Victoria are answering all of our emails and our phone messages and getting in touch with us for any patients in need, even if you just have a question. Get a hold of us, we're here for you, we miss you, and we really hope we get to see you soon.